umpires on her phone and Facebook. Mary just messaged, and Craig, Sam and Jane. Struggling with managing umpire rosters like Sally? The Time Umpire software allows you to take control with ease. Check out timeumpire.com.au.
So 31-27 Queensland over New South Wales at halftime in the Men's Open Grand Final. Dan Cook's been eavesdropping into the Queensland camp. What have you heard?
Yeah, so look, Gary Passion was wanting Queensland to go back to having composure. I think he felt like they really lacked the ability to stay calm with the ball, slightly started to panic. He also felt like the front end was kind of crowding each other. Really wants them to get some separation but start working together and really up the teamwork of them getting the ball down the court so that they can really give off a good ball into Junior. And I kind of have to agree with the ball delivery into Junior in that quarter. The changes that team made were pretty good and have really caused some disruption. It's also about isolating Jack Edwards, so they're going to make a change in at wing defence. So I think we have Mark Nichols coming to the bench. So obviously wanting to isolate him, keeping him away from circle edge because he's really disrupted and given some great ball into Julian Vincent.
He sure has. So it's Jake Schuster coming on to wing defence for Mark Nichols. Just some shooting stats for the first half. Junior Levy 27 from 30 at 90%. Gillespie 4 from 5 at 80%, so 89% overall accuracy for Queensland. Just one more attempt than New South Wales. Julian Vincent 11 from 13, Eugene Lee 11 from 14, and Stahilski to the bench with 5 from 7, so 27 from 34 at 79% for New South Wales so far. Third quarter often is told as the premiership quarter. Do you think this is going to be the case, Heath?
Well, I think a lot will be decided in this quarter. Big question for Queensland is, can they find that confidence back to that feed into Junior Levy? New South Wales have placed a lot of doubt. I think they answered me just there.
First goal to Queensland. Looking to be a little more safe with their possession in attack. Junior Levy also with a few offensive contacts which didn't help their cause towards the end of the first half. Slattery. Strong ball to Lee.
He's coming into the game nicely, Eugene Lee. Like I said, he loves the big stage. He won't be scared to shoot New South Wales to victory here.
Queensland now through Patu, Gillespie.
Yes.
Good jump from Josh Byron.
That's what I like from New South Wales. The double back on Levy means Gillespie has to do more of the shooting.
He's answering the call so far. 5 from 6. New South Wales after a three-peat. Oh, Kerr. Oh, and Levy.
Oh, I thought he was about to rip Shane Clark's head off there as he took that ball, but Clark looks okay.
Margin back out to 6. Gillespie swings it. Patu. 2 on Levy. Keeps it in. Straight to Taylor Glassy, though.
Great ball, Jack Edwards.
Just superb placement from Jack Edwards and such composure too from a young player. Lee, Edwards. Deep in the pocket is Slattery. Contest from behind from Lowry.
Yeah, Fraser needs to get around in front and mix up his starting position. At the moment, it's easy front space for the feeders into Vincent.
So Queensland looking for their first title since 2015 in the Men's Open division.
Look at this lateral ball movement. It's something New South Wales need to look at. It's risky netball from the Queensland front line.
Byron, Lee, Edwards goes for the safe option. Flick pass from Lee into Vincent. 14 from 16 now, Julian Vincent. Oh, Slattery got a hand to it. Jack Edwards, what an introduction to this grand final.
Just the contrast between the mid-courts right now is New South Wales are finding that middle channel. They're hitting the circle. The feed-in is much lower risk for their tools. Queensland are going wide in the court, giving New South Wales lots of opportunity to hunt and not doing enough work to lose their player with cut and drives.
Margin back to 2, 35-33. Almost 4 minutes gone in the third term. Queensland have just been inching back since the start of the second term. Bench on their feet. Teresa Tahiri says, come on. Glassy, Slattery. I feel like it's the last quarter. We're in the last 3 minutes of the game. We've got such a long way to go.
Which is good. Let's just hope this scoreboard stays close. Tahiri is up, pumping the side of her chest that a formerly black silver fern heart resided in, and it's now beating light
It's giving
blue.
me goosebumps. Offensive contact on Slattery. Queensland into attack now. When it's on to Levy.
That's where I think they need to be getting more ball now. The long transverse ball is not working. Clark shut it off. Need their attackers breaking through lines.
Kerr looks straight into the circle, but Gillespie on the fly. Lots of spin on the pass into Levy. Dropped a little low.
It is a dogfight under that post at the moment. You can see Clark bustling for position against the much larger Junior Levy, doing a great job at the moment.
Lee.
Yeah, a bit of a chop.
(37-35). 6 minutes gone in the third term. Almost too much on that from Kerr. Expected a bit much from Levy.
You can just tell Levy is rattled. He's putting himself in positions where it's actually making it a physical, niggly contest. And in the first quarter, that wasn't happening. So we just need to make sure he stays composed.
Lee doesn't want to shoot it from there. Do you think the change, bringing on Jake Schuster, has worked so far for Queensland?
Not for me. I think, look, I don't think it's had any negative impact, but for me, I just feel like that New South Wales front line have too much run, too much space.
Levy didn't want to regather for fear of a replay. He was probably right. But New South Wales now. Oh, Edwards. Great ball into Vincent.
Tahiri up again.
I'm loving it.
I am loving it as well. I love to see that passion from the New South Wales bench. It come from their supporters yesterday for most of the day, and I think the bench is making all the noise today, Michael.
They had bin lids yesterday.
Bin lids. We're a resourceful bunch in New South Wales. Look at Lee on that baseline drive. He is...
Oh, Lowry got a good
as
tip.
I say that, he uses his hip.
I thought it was play on for mine. Nothing unusual about that movement. Patu stuck. Gillespie. Schuster now. Didn't want to pass to Levy. Gillespie says, no worries, I'll do it.
Every single contest, though, a Queensland player has a New South Wales defender tagging and within a nail of getting an intercept right now.
Oh, Clark had a look there. Byron quickly back into the circle. Twice now New South Wales have had the chance to level the scores. Twice Queensland have replied and pushed the margin out again. Glassy.
Lowry has to get around that. Coach Passion will be frustrated with his goalkeeper's positioning on Julian Vincent right now. It's too much easy ball into the New South Wales shooter.
They have got a bit of height through Lachlan Carter if they so choose. Add some more height into the already incredibly tall circle. 41-38, 6:15 remaining until the last change. No misses for either side in this quarter. Playing a strong possession game. Vincent just trying to angle his body a little bit closer to the post for a pass.
Isn't Adam Slattery just a phenomenal athlete to watch? Started his career off as a goal defence and now playing the role of centre in the biggest game of his life, like he's been doing it since he was a teenager.
A lot more composure from New South Wales now that they're back in the contest. Particularly through Edwards, just seems completely unfazed.
Yeah, it's just quite a turn up for the books to see a young player go on, and you'd forgive the man for making a few mistakes on debut in an Opens final, but someone forgot to tell him that was the script. I know his mum and dad and sister are here in the crowd. They'd be stoked seeing their young...
Stoked to see him on court, let alone playing so well.
Probably stoked is one word. Nervous as hell would be the other one. Oh, a bit of a run.
Yeah. Just missed on Slattery. Vincent, oh.
Doesn't mind a bit of range there, Jules.
That was basically a long bomb for Julian Vincent.
Shoots. I always say he shoots the ball like it's a shot put. It's just not a lot of technique there from needed.
The lefty.
From the lefty.
Queensland, though. Yeah.
Oh, an offensive contact. That ball dropped short. This is their chance now, Michael.
Another, their third. Need a score from this one first, though. Byron. Slattery. Just patience from New South Wales has been really impressive.
Oh, the two New South shooters took it out of each other's hands.
Last 4 minutes.
Coach Tyeri will need some oxygen at the end of this match, please.
Patu, Gillespie.
Cool as a cucumber up the other end.
Timeout now called from Jack Edwards. Liam Forcadia coming back on court. Interesting change.
Look, we can't question her, even though we're looking at each other puzzled.
I would never question Theresa Tyeri.
She's
she could put herself on court and I wouldn't argue with her.
Former Silver Ferns herself. I think she'd be fine with that.
Slattery. Forcadia. Oh, just too much on it.
And that's where Jack Edwards was nailing that feed.
Yeah, he just had a little bit more finesse on the pass. Big ball into Levy from Kerr.
Clark came down with a piece of chunk of forearm from Junior Levy's arm.
Oh, Gillespie managed to regather his feet. Slattery.
The golden child delivers again of New South Wales netball.
He's almost my favourite player of this tournament. Oh, Liam Forcadia wanted to go via the floorboards. Screen set now. Vincent had Ormisher in front, Lowry behind.
Contest. See what Lowry did that time? He was 2 steps off the contest, which means you can have a running slap at the contest, and that's what he did.
And all of a sudden, margin is out to 5. 2:20 left until the last break. Queensland leading New South Wales in the Men's Open Grand Final for 2019. Forcadia, Ormashire and Lee jostling with their elbows and arms. Not to be put off is Eugene Lee, 15 from 18. Great shooting from the New South Wales goal attack.
Held ball screamed by the New South crowd.
I almost screamed held ball as well.
One of my favourite calls as a coach was the good old held ball. Great take by Forcadia there. Forcadia. Can't say it how it's spelled, unfortunately.
Same problem as Guy Keane, that's all right. Strong take from Julian Vincent. Margin still at 4. It's hovering between 1 and 4 for the most part of this third term. Queensland just with enough of an upper hand.
Super impressed with Junior Levy. He is getting a mountain of body contact from Shane Clark. Umpire probably letting a lot go and unbothered. So hats off to the big man.
Lee, will he shoot? Oh,
just such a good, taking that responsibility to go to post is Eugene Lee, and that's what we need from the New South Wales goal attack.
Queensland voices rise up.
Yes.
And that's the reason why the cumulative pressure forces a turnover from Queensland. Glassy. Vincent out of the circle. Probably the second time only this quarter.
Lee will go to post.
Oh.
Hasn't he lit this game up? Not sure those last 2 shots rattled in with complete accuracy, but none the same.
Yeah, New South Wales just wasting that last centre pass. But they've clawed their way back into this game. We've got a fight on our hands. Men's Open Grand Final for 2019. Queensland a slim lead now over New South Wales, 47-44.
Sally is your local netball administrator. She receives daily messages from her umpires on her phone and Facebook. Mary just messaged, and Craig, Sam and Jane. Struggling with managing umpire rosters like Sally? The Time Umpire software allows you to take control with ease. Check out timeumpire.com.au.
So Queensland still with a slim lead. It was at 8 goals in the first term. They led by as much as 10, reduced to 4 at half time. And twice in that third term, New South Wales got within a goal. Heath Brown alongside me. And we're just talking about the change from Jack Edwards coming off the court and Liam Forcadia coming back on. What did you read into that?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it could be fresh legs, and very valid point because he's done a lot of running. The other point might be, you know, Liam's been on this stage before. I think he's been there for both of the last premierships. So, you know, a smart move by Tairi to put someone out there who can deal with this pressure of a last quarter at a national championships. So far, so good.
So just some shooting stats for the third term. 11 from 12 from Vincent and Eugene Lee, 6 from 6. No misses from Queensland. 13 from 13 from Junior Levy and 3 from 3 for Darren Gillespie. Dan Cook has eavesdropped once again into the New South Wales camp. What did you hear?
Yeah, well, T was really calm, took a sip of water, waited a time, let the boys have the chat first, really, and then she came over, delivered some really good information. They're looking to really get Shane to roll and pin Junior, so just to allow for Josh Byron to have a crack at the high ball when it's coming in. Really, a lot of what we heard in the first break as well. Really trying to put the hands over pressure, having a go at the first ball, making sure that they can possibly get a tip to that one. So making sure that that 3 feet is great, and in attack. Making sure that they do all the work that they need to do. I think that's the reason why she's made the change between Liam and Jack, is just to make sure that they keep the running going. They want to really attack circle edge and turn and look down the court instead of going laterally.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate your comments throughout the game. Slattery now into Vincent. Just short on his first attempt in the last term. What is he, 23 from 26?
There's such good one-on-one pressure here. I just feel like we're on the verge of a specky intercept from New South Wales.
That pressure on the first centre pass was immense down court.
Yeah. It's just different types of pressure from both ends. I feel like New South Wales, easier passage to post.
Just time called as we stop to find Eugene Lee's bib, which was stuck on the goalpost. 42 goals for Junior Levy in this game. He's the highest scorer by far. Vincent was Forcadilla's get out of jail free card there.
Oh, that was lucky from Lee.
Vincent now brings the margin back to 3. New South Wales seeking a three-peat.
Good drive from Ormisha and a long ball. That is exactly what they need from their back line. Just took the pressure off his attackers for one phase of play.
Lee, good footwork.
Yeah, he'll take the responsibility to post. Don't you worry about that. He won't leave it up to the big men on the court to decide this match.
So there was a question over the changes that Teresa Terry made at quarter time. But they've certainly rewarded her. Kerr. And how often have we seen the long bomb into Junior Levy since half-time? Very rarely. They've had to work it a lot closer to the post.
Just have to still take my hat off to Gillespie. I doubt his shot for about 12 minutes and just puts that one away.
Jake Schuster as well. Do you think he has made an impact since coming on?
Look, this Queensland back half are effectively trying to wait for New South Wales to make a mistake more than them create one. So I don't think they're doing enough back there, but Gary Passion knows better than me and what stocks he's got on the bench.
So New South Wales, 2 more attempts to post so far in the game, but trail by 4. Vincent.
Oh, should have popped that one.
Yeah. Probably just on his range and wanted to reset. Ooh.
Oh, Eugene Lee throws an elbow.
Just a lot of fending off in that circle at the minute.
I feel like the umpire up that end, Jordan's
Jordan
at
Kears.
times put the whistle away and said, "You sort it out, boys."
Oh, that dropped
Junior
short.
Levy.
And is called possession or contact. Contact on Junior Levy.
Oh, the big man.
Reply from Junior Levy. Clark hits it out.
That is play of the day from a shooter. Heartbreaking for New South Wales. I thought actually Junior had that first ball under the post anyway. He somehow worked his way in front of Clark.
Oh, I thought Gillespie was going to post there. Pass off to Levy.
As cool as a cucumber is Gillespie.
Margin at 4. Swinging between 3 and 4 at the moment. Still plenty of time to go. Over 10 minutes. Slattery.
Right move by New South Wales. Just Fraser Lowry, for some reason, just getting stuck in behind, not trying to get around.
Kerr, will he look in? Not this time. Gillespie. Shane Clark just had his eyes down on that pass. He's been pretty solid since he's coming on for the second term. Slattery, Byron.
Cheap shot there from
Kerr with a professional foul. Just trying to slow up New South Wales attack end.
Yeah. Need one of these turned over in the next couple of centre passes, you'd expect New South Wales.
Oh, Shane Clark had a look. Stephen Kerr saw it.
Good on him, though, creating some doubt on that outside ball. He's not going to die wondering back there, Shane Clark.
I think that drive was on from Slattery. Forgadia elected not to use it. Byron now.
Just look at Lowry's position behind. Sticking
every
his
time.
Thigh up the rear end of young Julian Vincent.
Is that the technical term?
Not sure what else you'd call it. Oh, Schuster. We almost had a fourth commentator.
Really took out a photographer there. Costa Picks Photography. Thank them for all their work this week, capturing the 2019 Australian Championships. Ooh. Lee just looking for someone to give him an option. Oh, Ormisha got his hand in good position.
Just still the chairman of that front line is Eugene Lee. When the ball's in his hand, I feel safe as houses, as would Coach Tyeri.
8-all, the final break. Levy is lucky that he was in front for that pass. I don't think it would have landed into his hands otherwise. Nearly halfway through the final quarter. It's the Men's Open Grand Final for 2019. Eugene Lee just off target there. Julian Vincent backs up. New South Wales are saying they're not done just yet. Where will this turnover come from that they desperately need? Gillespie. Patu just goes straight into Levy.
Oh! Levy, I thought he did get stripped of the ball in basketball-style defence, but umpire seeing it differently. Oh, Stephen Kerr.
Not the first time he's rescued Queensland this afternoon.
I think he's as old as me as well, and showing the youth of a teenager in those forward line intercepts.
Well, he said to me during the week he's been glad not to have had to play full matches, and now he is playing the game of his life in the grand final.
Just have to report a coaching moment here for all defenders watching. Fraser Lowry proved me wrong. Got out from behind his goal shooter and hunted, and got the turnover this Queensland side needs. Stephen Kerr still that intercept against the momentum of the game.
Timeout now from Taylor Glassy. And Packy Jensen coming on at wing defence. Not offering much more in way of height, but a bit of fresh legs maybe.
Yeah, look, he won't lose much from Packy. He'll tag Kerr in that wing attack position. You just feel like Queensland might have weathered the storm with those two players.
Yeah, Gary Passion, Queensland coach, wanted a replay on that ball from Jensen. Oh, Vincent, 2 misses in a row.
Eugene Lee, the smallest player in that circle.
Yep, and didn't have much time to get rid of it either.
Says, leave it to me.
Margin out to 5. So New South Wales have had their chances to claw this back. Nearly some friendly fire there with Schuster and Kerr. Sure they'll have a nice chat about it in the ice bath after the game. But there could be some celebrations coming the way of Queensland if they keep this up. Hit 60, just over 5 remaining in the match. Still time for New South Wales if they're good enough. Vincent regathers.
It's what they need to do. Keep good work by Liam there. Needs to look direct to post, keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, but Jack Edwards has got the wing attack bibs on again.
Oh, I'm with you, Adam Slattery. That certainly tapped a maroon hand before it did, or after it did a light blue.
Schuster, Ormisher, Gillespie.
Good work.
Gillespie just let the ball come to him. Oh, good jump from Shane Clark.
Isn't it a treat for Coach Passion to be able to skip 2 phases of play in their structures and post the ball under the post?
Another timeout. Yep. So Jack Edwards is coming back on. Liam Forcadia taking a seat on the bench. Got a big 4 minutes coming up. A three-peat on the line for New South Wales.
Just need to get that scoreboard pressure happening. Go to post, Eugene.
Slattery. Vincent just needed to turn into the goal circle, I think, to be a viable option. Just took too long to set it up.
Good stuff from Eugene. Hasn't he soaked up the pressure of this big stage?
Sure has. He's, 21 from 26 today. And some more bibs coming off on the bench. Luke Sproats bibbing up with the wing defence bibs. Bit of more height in that position perhaps to counteract Stephen Kerr. Good take from Adam Slattery. Good hold from Julian Vincent. Being very impressive since coming on at quarter time.
This is the play they need. It's only 2 turnovers. And that has been the difference all game.
More confidence like we saw in the first quarter now from Queensland in the delivery into Levy.
Yeah. The dream of a three-peat slowly slipping away for New South Wales. I'm trying to find Dave Mills in the crowd. He didn't want that third one to be ticked over.
He's probably not watching at the minute. He probably can't handle it.
I've been told by Guy Keane Victoria got a 5-peat, and I'm looking at Daniel Cook next to me. So your 5-peat's also pretty safe for the next few years. Was I a part of one of those? Yes, I'm going to claim that one. Maybe 1 or 2 at the start of it. He's telling me 4. Okay.
Junior Levy, 16 from 16 in this last term. So he's 56 from 59 for the game. Massive game from Junior Levy. Under 2 minutes remaining, the margin's out to 6. And it may well all be over for New South Wales. And through the hands of Vincent, probably for the first time today.
He's been great since coming on. I mean, you can't really pick too much out of this New South Wales side. They started, you called it at the start, whoever gets the solid start tends to go on for the win, and that's been the main difference with this side today.
Just some accidental contact. Play on, says Jordan Kiss. Sproats is on at wing defence. Edwards. Queensland just swarming now. They know victory is in sight. Holding up New South Wales any way they can.
Yeah, it's unfortunately out of reach now for New South Wales.
The last 45 seconds. So Queensland are going to take their first win since 2015 in the Men's Open division. Gillespie, just off target.
He loses his cool when it doesn't matter.
You've been talking him up all game about shooting cold. Final 20 seconds. Gary Passion's already celebrating on the sidelines. Schuster. Over the head. Nearly collected a couple of umpires and gave himself some concussion, but he's back on the court now. Gillespie will seal the deal for Queensland.
They're already celebrating.
And
there
there is the title, the 2019 Men's Open Australian Championship winners, the Queensland Suns. A phenomenal first term, 19-11 they led. Brave comeback from New South Wales during the second and third terms in particular, twice getting within one goal. But the Suns deserved the victory. Smiles and tears from the Queensland group.
Yeah, they just had too much class in this game. It was every time they were headed, one of their experienced players just took responsibility to hold New South Wales at bay, and that was the difference between the two teams, besides that start as well today.
So 66 to 59. They did take the last quarter, 19-15, a little bit of a shootout in the end.
Highlights from the game, Michael, I have to call the toss as a historic day in men's netball, and Stephen Kerr's 2 intercepts at crucial times from the man of experience, and wasn't that just crucial time for the Queenslanders?
And 57 from 60 from Junior Levy. So many stories to come out of this game. Brilliant introduction of Shane Clark and Jack Edwards also for New South Wales, but just left their run a little too late.
They'll take a lot from that into future nationals. Jack Edwards, a young fellow, getting on and performing under that pressure. I certainly wouldn't have wanted to have been handed that bib at his age. Great signs for the future, but unfortunately, that means nothing on the results tonight, this afternoon.
So we will get back to you with
I'm here with two players we actually couldn't split for MVP, Junior Levy and Stephen Kerr. I have to ask you both first in your own words. We're all a little bit jealous that we're not Queenslanders when we see the netball you put out. What does it actually mean to be a Queenslander and this culture that you create to have this success over more than a decade? I'll start with you, Stephen.
Yeah, well, we've been playing together for such a long time now, so it's a real family unit. So it's been exciting to see Junior grow over the years and give what he has done to the team. So it's exciting that we can get a win for him.
Awesome. And Junior, for you, what does it mean to be a Queenslander?
I think definitely like building on that family, like, you know, we're brothers as a team and we're a big family unit here at Suns, and I think it's a testament to just the grind that we showed out on court today is sort of the grind that we showed back at home, and we're just I'm ecstatic. Sorry, I'm like lost.
No, so you should. I'll ask one more thing of each of you. Curry, that intercept when New South Wales were coming at you, I almost fell off my seat back into row 10. You know, just at crucial times, I thought you had the experience and composure to get the ball when you needed.
Luckily, I've been around 100 years, so every now and then that experience comes in handy. So I was lucky that it just fell the right way for me, really, so it was good.
And Junior, I was commenting on how much physical pressure you got, particularly when Shane Clark come on. I said that's sometimes something that can get under the skin of a shooter. You just got on with that job. How physical was it out there?
Oh, it was amazing. I think credit to him for coming on so strong and really changing up what Byron was previously doing, which I was so used to playing New South. So it definitely shook me at first, but like credit to the guys around me for just making me stay composed. That's really what was the difference, really.
Well, I'm not going to hold you back. You need to go and get on the piss after that big win. So congratulations, boys, and enjoy it.
Thanks. Awesome. Thank you.
I think I'm...
Thanks, Heath. Thanks for joining us for the Men's Open Grand Final. Queensland over New South Wales 66-59. Stay with us. We still do have two more matches coming up for you before we wrap up the coverage today. It's a 17 and under grand final on the show court at 3 p.m. You can also catch at amno.com.au the men's reserve grand final that will start at 2:30. Thanks for your viewership across the tournament. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've been Michael Hutchinson for Amno TV, and we'll see you next time.
Anderson. Tracks on the right back, it does. And he's locked in for one